all of these microphones are below $100. We're gonna compare all of them, and we'll start with the Razer Seiren V3 Mini. This one right here is the normal Seiren. This was a great microphone, and I'm super curious to test the new version of it. It's brand new, classic Razer with a very sleek packaging. Now, this is not a premium microphone, by the way. So let's check what it looks like, and we'll check the price after that. At least the material looks very clean. I'm curious for the performance. Now, it does come with a stand. You can connect it to a microphone arm if you want. Some of the mics here are meant to use with a microphone arm. And I'll definitely test both scenarios for all microphones, because when a microphone is on your desk, especially a small microphone like this, it is very far from your mouth. I've mentioned this a lot, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. But the microphone being this far from your mouth compared to this close makes a really big difference for how warm and full your voice sounds. If the microphone is right here, you'll have less background noise, your voice will sound more warm, it's just better in general. But of course, a microphone arm costs money, so we're gonna test all of these in both scenarios. So I just looked it up on Amazon. It is definitely not the most popular microphone out of all of them, but it has a very high rating, and that's why it intrigued me so much to test this version. Right now you can buy it for $50. Let's check the price history. There's a lot of change in the warehouse deals, but it seems like the buy box or the Amazon price is always about $50. So for this video, we'll mark it at 50. And something worth mentioning with this mic is that it's a super cardioid, is the pickup pattern, which means where does it record sound from. Many of these microphones, if not all of them, are cardioid mics, and that means they record full sound from the front and then less from the sides and less from the back. However, this microphone being super cardioid means that it's even more extreme and that it really tries to cancel out pretty much all sound from the side and from the back. With this mic, you need to be very careful where you're talking from, because if the mic is positioned sideways even slightly, it is gonna try to cancel out your voice. So this is a test of the Razer Seiren V3 Mini. I expect it to perform a bit less than the other microphones when standing on your desk, mainly because it's so small and it's so far from your mouth, but maybe it's fine. And I'll move it closer to my mouth. This is what it will kind of sound like when it's on a microphone arm close to you. And I will test this side to see the super cardioid in effect. This is from the back, from the side, from the front, and on top there's also a mute button, which you can use to mute your microphone. And you can also see the LED on the front going red whenever you mute the microphone. And we'll do a bunch of other tests with all the mics afterwards. Next, we have the Samson Q2U. Now, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because I used it in my last video. I really liked what this microphone stands for and what it sounds like. It clearly doesn't look like a gaming microphone. However, it is often recommended as a choice that you make when you don't really care about the looks and you want a studio quality podcasting microphone to record podcasts or videos. You also don't really need a microphone arm because, well, the microphone is super tall and it's the perfect length from my mouth. So if you want a boom arm for the looks, you can get it, but for the sound quality, it won't really matter. It is both USB-C and XLR. So if you have an audio interface, you can use the XLR. They even include an XLR cable, and they also include a pop filter or windshield on the front here. It might help with the pop sounds. However, it doesn't look that good like this. I don't like it. By the way, you see another microphone of this brand right here. This is the G-Track Pro. It's from the same brand. They are different microphones. It's not only the looks, but since I like the sound of this one so much, I wanted to make sure I had a gaming version of the same brand. And also because this video is about microphones below $100. And initially I was gonna include the Blue Yeti because it's super popular. However, I really don't like this microphone. It's popular because it's super old. I remember in the past going to my local toy store and the microphone was right there, but I really don't like it, and the price is the same as this microphone right here, $98. By the way, the microphone next here, I'll mention it right now. FIFINE wanted to sponsor the video with this microphone and then the kit right here. So the kit is this microphone plus this microphone arm, which is also from them, the FIFINE CS1. And we're also gonna test those in this video. Lastly, this is also from FIFINE. They didn't ask me to include this. We agreed on a sponsored video for this microphone, but I just use this microphone so much. If you watch my content, you will know. This is the K669B. It's only $23 or $24. It's one of the most recommended budget microphones, so we'll also include that today. The one we're checking out right now is this right here, Samson Q2U. You can also buy it in black, and that will cost $5 more. Currently, you can get this one for $70. $10. You also have a mic jack, by the way, so if you want to plug your headset into this so you can monitor yourself without any lag, you can do that. So this is what a mic sounds like. I don't even need to hold it closer to my mouth to show you what a mic arm will do because it's the perfect distance. You can use a mic arm if you want to free up your desk, absolutely, but for the sound quality and performance, it is not needed. I'll also test it from the front, and then this is from the side. And this is the sound from the back. It should cancel out a lot, and this overall is a very clean and professional sounding microphone. Alright, next I want to test the FIFINE AmpliTank K688. It says on the box it's also an XLR and USB-C mic. This microphone is meant to be connected to a microphone arm. It does look very much like a podcasting and streaming mic. And so for this I will use the FIFINE CS1 since that's the mic arm that you will get if you buy the kit. It comes with a clamp and then with the arm itself. Now I do have kind of a problem because the desk I'm using is great and an extremely thick one, so I can't connect any microphone arms or clamps to this. It's this thick, so I will use this table. You will definitely not have a problem. Let's connect the mic arm and then we can connect the mic to that. I do see that it has a shock mount, which is great because that means that vibrations coming from the desk will not travel through the arm and to the mic because the shock mount will stop all vibrations from reaching the mic. Now I do see some buttons on the back or knobs. So we do have a headphones monitoring jack as well. Then USB-C or XLR to connect it to your PC. This is the gain knob for the sensitivity of the microphone. And then this is the headphone monitoring volume. Okay, even though we are using that table, I'll position it like you would use it. Actually, you wouldn't use it like this, like you would use it on stream or on a podcast, to the side a bit. Okay, and then this is how you would use it on stream. It is very close to my mouth, but I am not directly speaking into it. This is directly into the mic, but as you can see, it sounds the same as this. The difference is if I do p, it won't be too noticeable. However, p, this is very noticeable. So that's the reason you speak like this. I'm not hearing anything in my headphones because Windows switched the sound automatically to speakers FIFINE microphone. And so if you have a headset with an audio jack, you can plug it into the back of the mic and then you will monitor your microphone sound without any delay. Plus you can set a microphone as your speakers, which means that all Windows volume from games or music, YouTube, all that stuff will also be sent to the microphone and then to your headphones. So then you can hear everything plus your voice in real time. I'm gonna change it now because it's not plugged in. Okay, test. I do like the sound. So this is from the front. This is from the side. It cancels a lot. Okay, and this is from the back. I test the sponsors of these comparisons together with everything, but I do of course want to emphasize because I can make these videos because of the sponsors, so I'm really grateful. It's the FIFINE K688. They also have a kit version which comes together with this microphone arm. I tested another budget microphone arm in my microphone arm comparison video. It was the InnoGear one, and this one was clearly higher quality than that one. You can watch the video if you don't believe me. So if you like this microphone, then it's a great kit to buy. Even if you choose another mic, you can also buy this microphone arm together with it. And yeah, I will add links in the description. Thanks to FIFINE for sponsoring this video. And on to the next mic now. Oops, let's return for a second. I forgot to talk about the price. Currently you can get it for $54. It's available in black, pink and white. A lot of people buy this microphone. It's a really popular one, and in between of my testing and then now I listened to the results and I really liked it. I do also see there's a button here. This is a capacitive, if that's how you say it, mute button. So it's a touchscreen mute button. Let's check out the price history. There are often drops to $51 lightning deals or price drops. So $54, $51. And then for $14 more, you can get a kit with a microphone arm included. This one is also bought 3,000 times. So this is a really popular mic. The white version of the kit was bought 600 times. And this will look really clean in a white themed setup. All right, the next microphone I want to test is the Blue Yeti Orb. I've never tested it, but I'm really curious to check it out. By the way, if you like this mousepad, it is completely hand-drawn. It is part of the TVN Mousepad collection that launched recently. We've worked really hard on mousepad plus wallpaper combos. For example, this one right here is a wallpaper of one of the other mousepads. There are several designs on the website right now. For example, this one here is the mousepad that belongs to this wallpaper that I just showed you. Everyone in the test group really liked the material and the anti-slip. This This here is the listing of the mousepad we just checked out. This was the wallpaper. It's a complete combo and they just launched, so you won't see many reviews. Peter here already reviewed it. He loved it in his setup. This is the red assassin I've been using for my top-down camera, and it's just so cool to me that it's a complete combo instead of just a mousepad and then looking for a wallpaper that fits. I love this red assassin, by the way, especially the wallpaper for the phone. As a combination, it just looks so cool. We'll go on with testing the microphones, but as you can see, I'm very excited about them. I've worked on them for a long time. They are completely hand-drawn on a tablet, to the PC, to a design, to the mousepads, the wallpapers as well. If you want to check them out, tvnshop.com. I will also link it in the description. tvnshop.com. Alright, so the Blue Yeti Orb. I've seen this on Amazon so much. Actually, I said Blue Yeti Orb. It's the Logitech Yeti Orb, but Blue is a microphones company you might recognize. You might know products like this, the Blue Snowball, and as you can see right now, it's called Logitech for Creators Blue Snowball. Same for the Yeti here, Logitech Creators Blue Yeti. So Blue was a famous microphone company and they got acquired by Logitech and then they made it their gaming line. And I always had the feeling that this microphone here was derived from the Blue Snowball and that they took it as inspiration to make this microphone right here, because then they don't have to call it Logitech for Creators Blue Snowball. They can just call it the Logitech Yeti Orb. And the Blue Snowball was actually my first microphone when I started making videos. Hello everyone, the video nerd. It seems a bit smaller than the Blue Snowball, and I'm not sure about this. It's weird with all the cloth all around. It looks like something to put in your living room, but on the bottom here, it's the lightest stand I've ever seen. It's super bulky, but empty plastic. And I mean, it makes it feel a bit like a kid toy. You can connect it to a microphone arm with this if you want. Yeah, let's plug it in. So I just installed the software. This program is the Logitech G Hub, by the way. So it has a preset for equalizing, high pass filter, voice EQ. Like if you move the lows higher, you will have a really deep voice. You will sound like pirate software. This is what he's doing with his voice. Maybe he does this as well. And then this. I worked at Blizzard. 8 years, yes. Okay, back to normal effects. And this is how pirate software would sound on TwitchCon, although I really doubt if he'll be coming this year. Anyway, there's a lot of effects here. And this is a bass boost. I will turn off the effects right now because I quickly want to say, like, I installed the software now. Before I said I don't really like installing software. I want to test the basic sound, and these effects perfectly show why. They are auto leveling, they are changing the EQ curve, and you can absolutely change the effects, but you can do that with all of these microphones, and it just depends on your preference. If you're very insecure like pirate software, you can increase the bass in your voice and sound more authoritative, or you can just apply some minor effects like a normal person and just reduce the mids a bit, increase the bass like a bit, the highs you will adjust it so the S tones sound crisp, but they're not like scratching in your ears. And that's exactly the kind of effects that I explain how to install in OBS Studio. I have a microphone filters tutorial where I go through the whole setup for doing these kind of things. And usually software, even if this is called Blue Voice, enable your effects. I will put it a bit further. I'm gonna reduce the input gain. Okay, but even if you enable this, it's just EQ effects. It's a compressor, expander, like all these kind of filters that you can also add in OBS Studio, Voicemeeter, Banana, or anywhere else. I want to turn off everything, like right now. Just make sure it's loud enough, test it close, test it far, and then it's up to you to decide which of them you think sound the best naturally, and then when it arrives at your place, you can always add some effects. If you're in doubt how to do all of these effects, I will link my tutorial in the description. It's 20 minutes in OBS Studio to get you through the whole filter setup. I really recommend it if you're not sure how to do all of these EQ settings. Alright, the next microphone I want to test is the SUDOTACK ST800. If you're an OG of the channel, you will recognize this microphone kit, and it is a bit of a controversial one. It makes me think of the principle of you think you do, but you don't. Because as you will hear when we test this microphone, it will sound very deep and full. And that's what a lot of people like. That's why people get any microphone and then apply effects to make their voice sound deeper and to make everything sound a bit more crisp and full and warm. And this microphone does it by default on the inside. Whenever I add it to a video, people in the comments absolutely love this microphone because if you will hear it together with the other ones, there's a decent chance it will sound warmer and more full than the other ones because the effects are pre-applied and they are really boosted. So even though you can get this microphone, which we will test later, is the cheapest one for today, I think it's $23, and play around in OBS Studio and make it sound super similar to this one, in which case it will probably sound better or more high quality. That will not be the case when we compare everything, because I really want to test all microphones as they come out of the box. And so pay attention when you're listening to the test that we're now gonna do with this microphone, or later when I compare all of them back to back. Try to differentiate sounding deep and full and processed from sounding high quality. When a microphone like this one, for example, which is just a pure sound quality powerhouse, nothing else, the low sounds, which is the base of your voice, and then the mids, which is the biggest part of what you will sound like, and then the highs, which is how crisp your voice sounds. You can just hear that whole range when you're listening to this mic, and it sounds dynamic. Whereas if you listen to this microphone, it will sound deep and full, but it will sound super flat, like you took the random sound of any microphone and just completely processed it into what it will sound like. Now, I know I'm being very negative about the microphone, and don't get me wrong, for the price, which is I think about $45 to $50, it is a decent kit for everything that you're getting. I realize that this mic alone is $70 or $80. It's more expensive than the whole kit, although you don't really need a mic arm with this. But same thing for the other microphones. If you add a microphone arm to it, it will be the same price or more expensive. And let me plug it in, because if you think that it sounds good and you think I'm just talking nonsense and it sounds very high quality to you, by all means, get the microphone. That's why I want to include it in this video. I just want to give this disclaimer because I don't want people to say I am pushing a microphone that's a crappy product or that's not as high quality as other options. I know it is, but I also know that a lot of people still like it. It seems to be too sensitive, so I'm gonna have to search it here. It shows up without a name, but the levels are set to 100. Let's just reduce this. Hello, test, test, test. It shows up as very loud in OBS, but I don't think it's speaking. I will talk closer into the microphone. It seems like it's doing some auto leveling, because usually it should be peaking if I'm this close. Okay, so this is what it sounds like at a reasonable distance from my mouth. Of course, you can also achieve that with the other ones with effects, but out of the box, this one will probably sound the most warm and full, deep, and all of that good stuff. Then next we have the Samson G-Track Pro. This is a very heavy microphone. It's also clearly the same brand as the one we've tested before, the Q2U. And I'm curious because I think in terms of pure sound quality, it's not gonna be worth paying more for this one. I think it's $99, while this one is about $79. But of course, you should not see them as the same microphones. Now, you can connect it to a microphone arm using this adapter that they include, but since the microphone is so big and it comes so high, it's not really necessary. Now, this mic is way more versatile than the other one from the same brand. And also for streaming, I'm just not sure if you need the versatility, but your use case might be different. For example, by the way, I'll just show you the whole microphone, the whole front first, but this one right here allows you to change from figure 8 to condenser to omni, and the basic setting cardioid is just like the other microphones. It means it records from the front and then very little from the sides and from the back. If you set it to figure 8, then that means it will record in the front, also in the back, and then little from the side. And the way you should use this is if you're interviewing someone, then you can put this microphone in the middle and the other side will be recorded, your side. Or maybe if there's someone next to you, you're streaming with the two of you, you're kind of looking towards each other and then you put it like this. Although that's a very niche use case. And then the third option is omnidirectional. And this means it will just record from everywhere. So you just put it in the middle, and if you're with a group or something, it will record everyone. And if you need this versatility, it is 100% better than this one, even if it's only for those features, because there is no way you're gonna use this microphone in a group setting. This mic should be very close to your mouth. It should be spoken into from a single direction. And that's the case with a lot of these microphones. The other option is to change it from mono to 2-track. I'm not sure, but I feel like if you choose figure 8 to record two sides, it might record two different tracks, and then this way you can cancel out one of them in the editing. It is also used for recording instruments, so it's just in general a very versatile microphone. But I'm very curious how it will sound. I also can't hear it because my PC changed my audio output. It's because you can connect headphones here. And just like with some other microphones, you can send your PC sound to the mic then, so that it will let you hear your game or something, plus also your voice in real time. It also has a mute button. Okay, so I've tested the mic a bit. I really like how it sounds. I also noticed that if I turn the volume or the gain up too much, like this, I'm not sure if you will hear it, but I hear something in the background, like a signal noise. I really liked how it sounds. Like, listen to this. It sounds very warm and full and broadcasty like. It also looks really cool on your desk. The other one might look like a singing microphone. This one looks like a real gaming desk studio mic. And I'm sure the signal noise is fixable. I'm gonna check. Maybe it's the USB. So it's at cardioid right now, which means that it will push down my voice right now. Also from the back it will record way less than like this. But if I put it to figure 8, I think you will hear it reducing a bit from the side, but then when I go to the back it will start recording fully again. So it fully records from 2 sides, and then if you put it to Omni, then it uses both, but then it sounds lower quality. So that's really in a group setting, but indeed if you check it like this, it doesn't really make much difference where you record from. It just records everything around. This is a test on Omni. This is a test on figure 8. This is a test on cardioid. Okay, yeah, so this is what you should use if you move it close to your mouth. If it's on your desk, then this is about the distance we will have to boost, and we will start hearing the signal noise in the back. I fixed the signal noise. It was a USB hub, I think, because right now if I stop talking, it is gone. So I plugged it straight into my PC and it got fixed. This is what it sounds like when it's on my desk, and I've boosted the volume to be loud enough, and then now we'll have to reduce it. And this is what it sounds like if it's close to your mouth. I really like the microphone. It is beefy. It looks super cool. It feels and looks like a quality product. It's also the most expensive one. It's $99. And if the sound quality of it just being on your desk to stream or to do YouTube is the only thing that matters to you, it's probably not going to be the best purchase purely on sound quality. But if any of the other features are interesting to you, then it might be an interesting product. I mean, I'm looking at the preview. That's a beefy mic. Alright, next we have the cheapest microphone of them all, the FIFINE K669B. Now I want to mention again, I know FIFINE is the sponsor of this video with this microphone right here. I did not even mention this mic to them. It is just one of the most recommended budget microphones out there. I've used it in many setups because it's just one of the best options to buy if you want to pay the least amount of money for the best build quality and sound that you're gonna get for about $23. This microphone gives you crazy value for your money. There is a volume knob here on the top. You cannot mute with it, you cannot press it. The mic simply stands on your desk, plugs into your PC. It sends some sound, that's the only thing it does, but it does it very well for the price. Okay, now there is something very important I need to mention if you're even considering this mic, but I'll explain it while testing. Let's do a quick test first. So this is what it sounds like on your desk when it's leveled pretty correctly. And then I will reduce the gain so we can hold it close to our mouth. Okay, then this is kind of what it sounds like. Okay, so when checking on Amazon, this here is the kit of the microphone. It's also from FIFINE, but as you can see, it goes from $23, $24 to almost $50. And that's really important to mention. Most other microphones of FIFINE, including this one, which they sponsored the video with, come with a shock mount, as you can see, and the shock mount makes it so vibrations from your desk don't travel through to the microphone and actually reach it, because that gives a humming, boomy sound. And when the mic is on your desk, it's not really a problem. Like, of course you can hear the tap, but it doesn't keep reverberating into the microphone. However, if you're using a microphone arm, that will be a different thing, because the microphone arm will pick up the vibrations, it will keep reverberating, and it will also keep sending it to the microphone. And that is why you can see that part of the kit here is a shock mount. And so that makes it more expensive. Even if you have a mic arm yourself, you can't just add this. Well, you can, but any sound that you make on your desk, anytime you touch the microphone arm, it will keep reverberating. And if you look right here, this is the other microphone that we included. I really honestly liked how it sounded, and this microphone costs $51 without a microphone arm, but the mic arm itself I think is about $15. So instead of getting this kit here with a $23 microphone and the mic arm, if you pay about $15-16 extra, you will have this microphone here on the left with a microphone arm, and then the mic itself is just straight up way better. Or also this one right here, the FIFINE A6V, it's very popular. This one with a kit is also $50. So then you're getting a pop filter, you're getting RGB, and it's the same price as this microphone with a kit. So how I would see this is, if you care just about the sound quality, it shows $29 or $30 right now, but it very often drops to $23, $24. You can definitely get it for that price. If you want the cheapest option possible that sounds good, that is very decently built, then this is an amazing option. If you want a microphone arm, then I would get the RGB version of this microphone, and that's the FIFINE A6T. So it's this one right here. I will link everything in the description, but this one for bare bones on your desk if you want a mic arm. And still from FIFINE, I would get this microphone right here, or of course any of the other microphones with a microphone arm. I'm just comparing these options right now. And then if you're staying with FIFINE but you want to upgrade, then I would look into this microphone right here, which we tested before with a microphone arm. A lot of people bought this apparently. It's not as old as the other mics, I think. So that's just what I really wanted to mention. Don't just buy a cheap mic arm with this right here, because it will be the cheapest that you can find as a combo, but it will be crappy. Not because of the microphone, but just because you need a shock mount, and that ups the price. And honestly, before I forget, the same counts for the Razer Seiren Mini. So be wary of that. You need to buy a shock mount together with it. And while I really like the microphone and it looks very cool, I don't think it will be amongst the best options in terms of price quality, especially if you need to buy a shock mount as well. It will probably be the same price or more expensive than this microphone as a kit. And I find it really cool that it looks like a streaming microphone. And it will be the same price as the Samson Q2U. Actually, no, this is about $80. So actually with a shock mount, it might come very close. Just having this on your desk is probably going to be the best option for pure sound quality that is not low budget but medium budget, being $79. It is time right now to listen to all the microphones back to back. I recorded tests with all of them, so I'm just gonna let them play and then I'm gonna let you decide for yourself which one you like best. This is a test of the Razer Seiren V3 Mini standing on my desk. This is a test of the Razer Seiren V3 Mini on a microphone arm. This is a keyboard typing test of the Razer Seiren V3 Mini while it's standing on my desk. And this is a typing test of the Razer Seiren V3 Mini while it's on a microphone arm. This is a test of the Samson Q2U standing on my desk. We don't have to test the microphone arm because it is already very close to my mouth. And then this is a keyboard typing test of the Samson Q2U while it's standing on my desk. This is a test of the FIFINE K688 microphone together with the FIFINE CS1 microphone arm. If you buy them as a kit, it's called the FIFINE K688CT. And this microphone does not come with a stand, so you need a microphone arm, which is why we only test it like that. And then this is a keyboard typing test of the FIFINE K688 on a microphone arm. This is what the Logitech Yeti Orb will sound like when it's standing in front of you on your desk. This is what it will sound like when it's on a boom arm close to your mouth. This is what it will sound like when it's standing on your desk and you're typing your keyboard while gaming without any AI noise reduction effects or anything like that. And this is a test of keyboard sounds in the background while the microphone is on a boom arm close to your mouth. This is a test of the SUDOTACK ST800 on a microphone arm. There is no point testing it without because it only comes as a kit. There is also a pop filter included in the box, but as long as you're not talking into the microphone and doing things like that, you're not gonna have a problem, and I just don't like the look of it hanging here. And then this is a test of the SUDOTACK ST800 while typing on my keyboard on my desk. This is a sound test of the Samson G-Track Pro while it's standing on my desk in front of me. And this is what it sounds like close to your mouth if it were on a boom arm. This is a test of typing my keyboard in the background while the Samson G-Track Pro is standing on my desk in front of me. And this is a keyboard typing test while the microphone is close to my mouth with the keyboard further away in the background. This is a sound test of the FIFINE K669B while it's standing in front of me on my desk. And this is a test of the microphone when it's close to your mouth on a boom arm. But keep in mind, if you skipped my previous part, you need a shock mount with this if you use it with a boom arm. And at that point, I think it's better to go with a FIFINE A6T, which is an RGB version with a boom arm and a shock mount and a pop filter and all that stuff. So I just really wanted to mention this while testing this microphone in case you skipped my previous part. Okay, and this is a test of the FIFINE K669B while typing my keyboard in the background when it's on my desk. And this is a test of the FIFINE K669B while the keyboard is being typed on in the back. And as a side note, the FIFINE A6V with a microphone arm, the A6T, sounds exactly the same as this microphone, so you can just know that if you buy that one, it will sound like this. It will just have RGB and a pop filter. Now, I kind of forgot to record the outro. I was already taking the thumbnail picture, but I'll show you my favorites because it's pretty clear. As the absolute cheapest option, I think the K669B is amazing. It's $23, it sounds really good, it's built well. It's a no-brainer if you want below $30. Then the SUDOTACK I really wouldn't recommend, and if you want to spend 50, I would definitely spend about 63 or something for the FIFINE K688. It looks like a studio microphone. It sounded really warm and full, but not in a bad way like the SUDOTACK mic. And another mic I also really liked is the Samson Q2U. It is still more expensive than the K688. It also doesn't look like a live streaming or gaming microphone, but I really love the pure sound quality performance of this. It is $79 though. But that's about my 3 favorites. I really think you can't go wrong with either of these 3. I will link everything mentioned in the description. I will also link tvnshop.com for the mousepads. If you buy one of them, you get sent the wallpapers immediately. It's a PC wallpaper, then an ultra wide one, and then also a wallpaper for your phone. Very excited about it. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.